Welcome everyone to our third annual 2020 pig sale. Guys and gals, we've got a variety of pigs, several breeds. We got barrows and gilts, Januaries and Februaries that'll fit lots of county fairs. We've done a virtual tour around the barn as we always have, and so you can look at each of these. Our goal is to give you a true observation of each one of them and describe them to the best of our ability. We also have pictures and separate videos of them. So I just want to welcome everybody here to Shaper's Gold Rush. Everybody knows the pigs that's come out of these sales have produced many, many champions. We expect the same out of these. Thank you. Feel free to call us on any questions that you have. Also, we will be delivering pigs to lots of different places. Look on our website there, and we'll have that laid out. So again, enjoy the hogs, call for questions, email, text, Facebook message, and we'll get them answered. Thank you.
Okay, we're at Pen 1 getting started here today, and we're checking out some of the Hampshire barrows that we are offering this week. All the Hampshire barrows do qualify for the Certified Indiana Bred program at the Indiana State Fair. So all these guys do that. And kind of just to go through them, Dad, we'll start with which end do you want to start
Let's
on?
just start right here at the 22 barrow.
Yep, which one? That's 22-2. That would be lot number 29. He is a one-of-a-kind, world-class. Let's get this guy out. As you study him, this guy I think is a big-time barrow. He's so clean-fronted, he's square-topped, big old hip plate in him, gets out and goes. If you're looking for a county fair barrow or a bear to take on to Indiana, I think this is one.
That's one that'll
Yep.
play. That's one that'll play.
And he's marked very uniquely as well.
Yeah, kind of got that lightning strike down through there.
Yep.
Okay, let's jump to his brother.
Yep, this is 22-3. He's lot 30. Again, he's a one-of-a-kind world class. And here's one that is just so clean in how he's designed. He's squared down that top, big old stout hip plate in him as well, big old chest floor in him, gets out and goes. He's deep-sided, he's big ribs.
I want to get his butt shot. You can get that. Holy cow. Come on, buddy. Let's move. He's being a little timid right now, but
If you see him standing, he's just so square hip.
this is the two brothers right here. And I'm just telling you why. 22-3, 22-2. You want to play.
That's 12-2.
Excuse me, 12. The 22 is his brother right here.
He's in the far corner.
Yeah, that's all
The
right.
one
We'll
in
bring
the
you
middle,
back.
we'll talk about him. That's 12-2. He's a high expectations prime time, lot number 27. And this guy is one that is another one. I keep saying that I like them all, but this guy is so big topped. He's deep sided. He's big hips, really wide as he comes at you. Big old hip plate in him from behind. We're talking about the one he's kind of in the middle of those two right there.
Get him back out. Come here, buddy.
Again, that is 12-2.
Amy, let's talk some elevation here.
Yep.
Tall pointed shoulder barrow. It's got a huge rib in him. Going to have a monster back. If you like them wide and tall, easy feeder right there we go. Okay.
And then 17-3.
Oh, yeah. We may have saved the best for last. I don't know.
17-3 is lot number 28. He's a one-of-a-kind prime time. This guy is extremely true in that muscle shape. He has a big old ditch down that back, big old hip plate into him, square at the ground. Watch this guy go.
Length of body on this one. I mean, that one there can pack a punch at any county fair there is.
Follow up here. Again, this is the pin, what we call pin 1.
17 barrow.
17-3, lot 28.
22-3.
22-3 is lot 30.
Here's his brother.
22-2 is lot 29.
Big soft-centered one.
12-2, lot 27. Okay, we're at lot or pin number 2, and we're checking out the next pin of Hampshire barrows. We have 9 total we're selling. And again, these guys all qualify for the Certified Indiana Bred at the Indiana State Fair. And what a set as we're setting here. This would make an awesome truckload.
This would be. This would be.
Come bear show. So, okay, let's get started with just the one on the end, Dad. What?
Okay, that's the 23-2.
23-2, we're going to see 3 Littermates. This is lot 31. He's at game time, prime time. We'll see a sister of him here a little bit later on. But this guy is, just check him out. Extremely true in terms of that muscle shape over that top. See that big groove down that loin? He has shape out through his hip and down through his stifle. Really square chested, up headed, and clean made.
Okay, Aim, I'm going to drive his brother for you right there.
Yep, this is 23-4, would be lot 33. This one's the big, deep-sided, kind of softer made barrow of the trio of those Littermates. Here's one that's really up-headed. He's tall at the point of that shoulder. Really good extension, too. Square made from behind.
Beautiful collar, beautiful bell. Tremendous mobility. Okay, let me get his brother. Here we are.
This 23-3 would be lot number 32. Again, we're out at aim high. And here's kind of the bear that kind of combines the other two. He is square topped. You get on top of him, he's very wide down that loin and down that top line. He has good shape out through that hip, good center body dimension. Big old chest floor laid into him as well. And he has the ability to get out and move really well too.
Okay, so let's jump over here to the 9 litter barrow right here.
9-2 is a world-class prime time, lot number 26. He is one. Let's see where we can get him and see him.
Yep, there we go.
He's the half-belted bear. He's a little green today in his makeup, but he's one that you really appreciate and you like how he's designed. He is the square-chested. He has good shape when you get on top of that loin. Very square down that top line. Sets those feet down square to the ground. Gets out and moves extremely well, too.
Don't count this one out at the end, Dave.
No.
You know, this guy's so tall-shouldered, about a half a rib shorter than some, which will bode well in trying to get to that maximum weight and get him thick and stout.
He's one that you can push, and his best days will come in July and August.
And his pedigree reads, I win.
Yep.
Okay. We'll go here with the
20
stout one.
Yep, 27-1. These are one-of-a-kind all eyes. He is lot number 34. He's kind of the different one of the pin in terms of just so much internal mass and volume to him. He has a big old stout hip when you get behind him. You get on top of him, very square topped, very stout skulled. Kind of one that's a little ugly and hard to look at, but at the same time just has so much product and volume that I think he's one that if you're ready to go jackpot, once these shows get back up, he's one that's going to be rearing and ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, we are now at pin 3, checking out some crossbred barrows. Because there's so many in this pin, we're kind of split them in half. So Dad now has caught 20-1. This is lot 57. Exchange rate party up north is his pedigree. And here's one that you really appreciate in terms of how tall he is at the point of his shoulder. He has that added neck extension up through that front end. Very true in terms of that top shape down his loin and out through his hip. One that I think is just really good design and very well put together.
I would agree, Amy. Plus, that blue collar, once he gets a little sunlight put on that, that guy darkens up in just a beautiful blue. Go to big stout 10 litter barrow next.
10-3 is lot 56. He's a heater endowment. Here's a guy that I think is going to be big, big time. This guy is so stout. He's stout skull, he's stout topped, he's stout hip, big centered, lots of pliability through that center portion of his body. one that comes down on a big foot and bone, very square chested as well. His dad gets him out and gets him going. I think this is a guy that, if you're looking at making a big run, he needs to be one that needs to be on your short list.
Amy, we may have to have a conversation with Bradley and Joseph why they took the nuts out of this one. You know what I'm saying? This one here can play. This one can play at a big level. Okay, get over here to the fancy little 5.
Now this 5 litter, I know I said I really like the 10. This 5 litter I think is big time as well. This is 5-7, lot 55. He's a matchmaker ego. And I think this guy is one that has all the right parts and pieces. He's big top, stout hip, very true in that muscle shape. Just look at that ditch he has running down his back. You get to the side of him, very shapely out through that stifle. He sets those feet down square at the ground. He's wide-chested. I think this is a guy, you get him home, and he's going to be a lot of fun come this summer.
Okay.
Okay, we're back at pin 3, and we're checking out 4 Littermate barrows that are secrets up mile high. And this right here is 28-3, this all black barrow. Here's one that I think is really cool in his makeup. He's wide made from the ground up, big old toppling in him, big old stout hip, lots and lots of power to this guy. Don't let that ear fool you. I think
Jet
this,
black.
he's jet black.
Okay, let's pop out of the weather here. See if I can.
This painted up barrow that Dad's getting is 28-1, lot 58. And this guy, I think, is designed extremely well. He's the one that's a little taller at the point of his shoulder, maybe a little more extension to that side, but one that you really appreciate in terms of that muscle shape down his loin, how wide he is out through that hip and down through his hind leg. One that can just get out and go as well.
Takes a huge long stride,
He
Amy.
does.
Okay.
Pull this guy right here. This is 28-5. This is probably the greenest barrow of the litter we have pulled up here, but he's one that you really appreciate in terms of his design work. He's tall at the shoulders, up-headed, very level designed, one that's square made at the ground, one that I read just has a whole lot of future. I think he also gets pushed out by his older brothers in this pin as well. You get him home in an individual pin, he's going to take off. So true in that muscle shape and out through his hip as well. Maybe one that is probably one of my favorites is this 28-2. He's lot 59. Again, these are out of Secrets Up. I think this guy's just so cool on his makeup. He's cocky-headed, he's clean-fronted, he's tall at that shoulder point, one that's level down that top, very square in that hip shape. He too reads a little more on the green side of life today, but just has all the right parts and pieces. A big forearm, big old stout hip plate in him, and he's also marked extremely unique to where he's going to stand out in the show ring. Okay, we are now in pin number 4, checking out some of the Hereford barrows we have for sale. In here right now we have 3 Littermates that are 14 litters. These guys are Taco Supremes, back on a best in shows now. And these guys are young. They're born the first part of February 1. Kind of talk about them. The one Dad has right here is 14-5. Is the one that has the most white on him. He is lot 46. This guy is one today that even though he's a little green, he's so true in terms of that muscle shape over his top and out through his hip. Very square made at the ground. Gets out and moves. He's a little green today. And these guys are still pretty young. We're not even... Oh, we're just at about 7 weeks old here, but one that's just really good design. The one Dad has in the middle, which one's that, Dad?
That would be the 2 pig.
14-2's lot 44. Here's one that I really like. He's tall at the point of his shoulder. He's a level design. Even though he's a little greener in that makeup today, he has all those right parts and pieces. He's square made at the ground. He's level made. You know, this guy's one that I think is going to get better and better as you get them home. And then we have 14-3. It's this big old heavy muscled stout made barrow. 14-3's lot 45. This guy's stout skull. He has a big old top plate in him, big old stout hip as well. Square made from the ground up. You know, if you're looking at feeding a power type of hog, he's one that I would look at. And again, these are all 14 litters, and they are Taco Supreme back on Best in Show.
Okay.
Okay, we are now in pin number 4, checking out the 15 litter Herefords. These guys are Freightliners back on taco trucks. And we'll start with the one closest to us. This is 15-2. 15-2 lot 41. This guy is one powerhouse. He's stout skull, he's big top, big old stout hip plate in him. He's deep sided. Can get out and go extremely well. This guy, if you're looking for a power hog, he's one that I would look at. The one in the back that Dad has caught is a lot like his brother. Here's another big top, big hipped barrow that's built wide from the ground up. He's stout in that skull as well. Very shapely down his top and out to his hip. That is 15-3 lot 48. Then kind of a different one of this trio of brothers is this one is 15-5. This guy is one that's very square in his makeup, level designed, square out through that hip. He's tall to the point of his shoulder, just super green in that body condition. He has all those right parts and pieces. He's one that I think is just going to get better and better every day. And this is the kind I like to feed just in terms of how he's put together and designed. And again, that's 15-5. That would be lot number 49. Okay, we are now at pin number 5, checking out the Duroc barrows.
12-1.
I was caught 12-1. He's lot number 37. He's the future in style.
Come on, buddy.
This guy is one, if he'll get out here and go for you, one that is very good in terms of just how he's designed. Big chested, he's square made going away from you, big old stout skull laid in him, wide made up over that top and out through that hip as well. Again, this is 12-1, lot number 37.
Amy, I think this is one of the more special red barrows we've put together. I mean, if you really analyze this guy, I mean, length of neck, length of skull, squareness of back and hip, and he sits on a tremendous amount of foot and ball. And he's got that special look, hip and hind leg on this one. What's his lot number again?
He's lot number 37.
That we put a double star, okay? Double star that one. Okay. Go with this 11 barrow here.
That is 11-2. That's lot number 36. He is a forefront upper class.
There we go.
There we go. Look at this guy. Just check him out. This guy just so correct and square and wide. You get on top of him, he has a big old top, big old ditch down that groove down that top line. You get behind him, he has a lot of shape out through that stifle. Big bones, big forearm laid in him. Really scout skull. Here's another one that I think is going to be big time.
I was going to say, I know I got revved up on the other one. I think this is a double star as well.
Yep.
Okay, let's pull this 8-liter barrow here.
8-1, lot 35. He's a forefront paradise. And look at this guy. He too, he can just get out and go. He has, not only does he have that cocky attitude, but he's stout skulled, he's big top, big old stout hip, stands down on a big foot and bone. Really good in terms of that depth of body and center rib. Here's another one that I think is going to be a lot of fun to show this summer.
No, and I want to tell you something about this guy. This guy's so youthful up to his head and neck, and you know, the right showman on this one here has summer type conference, state fair written all over this one to drive with the big guys.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let's get the little green one out here if I can get him. It's a little 12 little bit.
Yep, this is 12-5, I believe. He's the future in style. And this guy, as you can tell, he's a notch on the greener side today compared to the other bears in the pen, but still extremely good design. He has a big skull late in him, very level down that top line, square out through that hip. Really good in terms of that shoulder and how that blade set in. Good center body. He's one that just needs time. And these are the kind of bears that you get home and you put on a feeder, and come your county fair, they just get better and better every day.
I was going to say, Amy, you know, don't count that one
No.
out. You know, that old story, all the pieces are there. We just got to give it a little time. A little time. Okay, where are we going next here, Amy?
We need to go to...
We've done the 12-1. Oh, we got, yeah.
Yep, we've done 13. We've done 13
No,
once.
13-1, correct.
Wanting the 12-1, Amy?
13-1.
13-1.
Yep,
Here
13-1
we go.
is lot 39. He's a family tradition back on a Survivor. Here's a barrow that you really appreciate and just how true he is designed. He's level topped, extended up through that front end. Very good in terms of that top shape down that loin and out through that hip. Sets those feet down square at the ground. See if he'll cooperate a little bit for us.
I don't think he's going to, but he may. There we go.
There he goes. Just one. Here's a really good design.
We just call him a good red hog.
Yep.
That is going to be, have a whole lot more behind him than in front of him, Amy.
Yep.
I mean, big-legged, stout-made, easy feeder. Okay.
Okay, everybody, we've now made our way to pin number 6. These are the 2 Tamworth gilts we're offering in the sale. To kind of talk about them, Dad to the left here is 10-5. That'll be lot 14. And then the other one is 7- what is her, 7-9? And she is a Zohan record breaker. So to kind
What
of,
lot numbers are those, Amy?
lot number 13. So 14 is on the left, 13 is on the right. To kind of talk about them, we'll just start with lot 13, the 7-9 gilt. The 7 letters, her mom is Sweet Potato. Sweet Potato is a gilt that Mitchell Kincannon showed that was the champion, the 3rd overall Tamworth gilt at the Team Purebred Junior National 2005. And last year she raised the champion Tamworth at the Indiana Stock Show that Baldwin showed. This girl, she is out of Zohan. If you study her, she's really tall-shouldered, good extension, very good in terms of her muscle shape over her top out through her hip. She's able to get out and move extremely well. One that I think you could put her on a feeder and let her go and take her all the way up to State Fair come August. Then we have the 10-letter gilt. Again, this is lot 14. She's a Zoolander record breaker. So their daddies are brothers, but this is the big, stout, massive, powerful gilt. You know, she's stout skulled, she's big top, she's big hip, she's wide at the ground, she's big centered, can get out and go really well. She's maybe one of the stouter gilts we've ever started in terms of just that natural mass and bump to her.
Amy, I'm going to tell you, this 10-liter gilt right here, I mean, that's brood sow, that's show ring gilt. I mean, this one can run against the crosses. I mean, this is a big time. The 7-liter gilt is just a phenomenal gilt. We know what the Zohans are doing, and that one's going to be stylish. Look at the back and the shape and the bone. If you're wanting into Tamworth business, right here, you want to get out on the circuit and go. You want to finish strong. Here we go.
Good job. Thank you, guys. Okay, everybody, we're now at pin 7, checking out some of the crossbred gilts we're going to be offering. And as you can tell, this is just an awesome set. Dad did a good job color coding too. These are all the black belted ones. Kind of just to start off, I'm just going to kind of go in order since they're all up here. We'll start with this gilt on the end. This is 28-7. She is lot 23. We have 3 of these sisters in here. She's a Secrets Up Mile High. Her mom's done a great job for her. She's a Mile High Wimbledon on the bottom side. But this gilt today, she's maybe one of the little greener gilts we have. But as you study her, she's really up-headed, very true when you get on top of her. When you look down that loin, good muscle shape, really square hip, good center body. She's a gilt if you have a fair come August that you want to keep her fresh and going. One that I would definitely look at.
What lot number is that, Amy?
She is lot 23. So again, that is 28-7, lot number 23.
Here's her sister.
We'll hop on over to her sister, and this is 28-10. She's lot 25. Again, they're out of Secrets Up. This gilt is one that I think is big time. She's really square made at the ground, very stout skulled, yet attractive. She can get out and go. Very true in that muscle shape, big old stout hip leg in her. One that she's marked, very unique, and she's just going to be one that's going to stand out in the showroom. When she gets that head up and go, she has an awesome side profile. Let's see if we can get her to
Let's see if I can get her out here, eh? Okay.
Let's find her sister, 28-8.
Right, here we go.
28-8 is the third sister in that trio out of Secrets Up from that litter. She chose one that's a little greener in her makeup today. Even though she's a little skinnier, she's one that's very attractive. She's long body. She's square made at the ground. Very good in that bone work. You know, these Secrets Up back on Mile High babies were always green early, and they just get better and better, and those Secrets Up are doing the same thing. She's one to take home and put on a feeder. But if you're looking for an attractive, really good designed gilt that has a lot of root style potential, this is one I would definitely look at.
Okay. Go with the big powerhouse here, 10 litter gilding.
10-4. She is a heater or N, and she is lot 17. This gilt's mama's a littermate, or not a littermate, is 1-11. Who is doing a really good job for us. This would be one of our first litters, and we had some Littermates to her in our last sale. This gilt's just a powerhouse. You get on top of her, she's big top, she's big hipped, she sets those feet down square at the ground, really stout skull. If you need a gilt that has muscle and design, this is one that I would look at.
Amy, that's an easy fleshing, big-legged gilt as well.
Yep.
One that'll be a tremendous gilt to feed.
So we have left 2 Littermate sisters, 20 litter.
Okay, we'll go with the 5 gilt. She's over here.
20-5 is lot 20. She's an exchange rate party up north.
Whoa.
Her mom is one of the 75s, the 7510. And this gilt is really good design. She's deep-sided, she's big-ribbed. You get on top of her, she's very square down that top line, stout hips, big boned, big centered.
You know, this one's really going to play.
Yep.
I mean, let's just call it the way it is. This combination for us hasn't missed very often. And several of our champions have floated out of those 75 sows. And just got to love that. Okay. Let me get her sister here.
This is 20-6. Again, they're out of exchange rate party up north. She's lot 21. Here's another big time gilt. She's square, she's thick, she's stout skulled, she's big boned, she's
There's
level.
the 2 sisters right there.
Just really good design from that standpoint. Big centered, able to get out and move. If you're looking for a big time gilt, this is one that I think you could take to your county fair and go right on into state fair and have a lot of fun with it.
So the 20 litters mom and the 10 litters grandma is the same sow.
Yep.
The 10 litters mom is a 1 litter, which is an Littermate to Honor Society, who's out of the 25 or the 75 litter sow, and both 20 litters are out of the that 75 litter Party Up North sow.
And this is 28-10, which would be lot what?
28-10 is lot 25.
Okay, and then the gilt over there, the 20-6 gilt.
She is lot number 21.
Okay, and 20-5 right here.
Is lot 20.
Okay, a little gilt right here, 28-7.
28-7, 23.
and her sister right here.
28/8, 24. And then the 10-liter gilt is lot 17.
Right here. There you go.
Okay, everybody, we've made our way to pin number 8. Some crossbred gilts we're selling. In this pin, we have a lot of really good types and varieties and color patterns. So we'll just start with this gilt on the outside, Dad. What
Yep, that's a 7-8 gilt.
7-8, that is lot number 16. She is a smooth talker back on her port end. And let's get her out where we can really see her.
This is one worthy of looking at, that's for sure.
This gilt is, we'll call her one of the EST gilts. She's one of the biggest top, biggest hipped, heaviest muscled gilts we have in the sale. If you're looking either for a market gilt or one that you can take home and kind of watch her feed and pour it to her, this is one that just has a whole lot of mass and power to her.
Yeah, that's a big time female right there.
Big
You
time
want
female.
to get out and keep foundation female. You want to get out and show and have a lot of fun. Right there we go. We can drop to the 14-5.
But 14-5 is lot number 19. She's a bare necessity Excalibur. Let's get her out. She's the one that's closest to us on this side. For you guys watching at home, really extended, tall at the point of her shoulder, beautiful in that side profile. She sets those feet down square at the ground. When you get on top of her, she has a big old square top, stout hip in her as well. Really good in terms of that center body dimension. As you read her, she's going to be one of those easy feeding, easy doing gilts that still has that showring appeal and look to her.
Amy, and also I know that other gilt pulled up in front of her there, but her extra length of body and squareness of hip, I think is going to fare well for that one there in her long term. Let's go to the 16 gilt right here, the big frame gilt.
This is the 25-4.
25.
Yep, 25-4. She's a player phenom. And she's lot 22. Her mom is one that we would have gotten off of Cobb's a couple years ago. And this gilt, if you're looking for a true brood sow, here's one that is definitely that. She's tall at the point of her shoulder. She's square made at the ground. She's good through that center portion of her body. She has good muscle shape. She's square chested, really extended and clean. You know, today she's not the heaviest muscled that we have in the sale, but one that's just really good design. It'll make a great foundation type of a female.
Now, Amy, what kind did you have to show when you was young?
I
You won with?
showed green skinny ones that were early, and then they come on at the end. This is that kind of deal.
This is exactly the type that you showed. Okay, we'll jump over here to this 3-litter gilt.
Yep. This is 3-5. She's a booty tickle battlefield. Lot number 15. And she is one that is just designed extremely well. When you study her, it's kind of hard to put a hole in her. She's really extended from the side. She's level designed. She's square made out to her hip. Good center body. Very square chested as well. See if
I'd
she
say
can
no
get out
holes
though.
in that one.
Yeah, she's one that's really hard to stick some holes in.
Okay, let's go with the beautiful collared gilt here.
This would be 11-7, lot number 18. She's a matchmaker Horton. And here's a fancy little gilt. You know, this girl is just so clean fronted. She's jet level from the side, square hipped, marked. I love gilts that are marked like this, that are red belted. Those are kind of my weakness. Really square chested, square when she goes away from you. Here's a gilt that I think is going to have a lot of fun days ahead of her.
A whole bunch of them. See that black streak she's got on her mouth there, Amy? There
Yep.
kind of sets her apart.
Okay, everybody, we've hopped over to pin 9, and here are 5 of Hampshire gilts that we are selling. And what an exciting set that we have here.
I say yahoo on these. It's a set.
We really like this set of gilts. We have a couple different types and kinds in here as well to meet kind of what you're looking for. So We'll just start out, Dad, pick one out and
I'll pull the 29 gilt. How's that, Amy?
perfect. This is 29-7. She's lot number 5. She's a high expectations, world class. And these 29s, their mama was a Littermate to New World, and then the champion Hamp gilt a couple years ago at the State Fair, Texas. Just a really good pedigree. And then as you study this gilt, these are the kind that I like. She's sound, she's square made, she has good center body, she has good muscle shape, she can get out and go. These are the kind that are fun to
If you're serious about the Hampshire hogs, this one's going to be a lot of fun for someone to drive. And we know which end of the class this one's going to be on before we ever get started.
Yep, again, that is 29-7, lot 5.
Okay, big powerhouse gilt here. 23 gilt.
This is 23-6, she's lot 2. These are aim high back on prime time. So, a little different pedigree from what we've been offering up here. But just check this gilt out in terms of that true muscle shape. I don't know if you saw right there when she came out, she threw her head up, and she's so square chested. She's wide from behind, big old top laid in her, deep body. She's just a brick house as you study her. She's just wide, stout, and extremely massive in her makeup.
And Amy, she can handle it too.
She can handle it, and she can get out and go.
You Hampshire enthusiasts, I mean, how much money will you spend at feet trying to get center body in them come July? Well, this one's already got it, and we're in March.
Yep.
Keep that in mind. Oh, jump over here to the 27 gilt, Amy.
Yep, this is 27-2, lot number 4. She's a one-of-a-kind back on all eyes. And just look at this gilt. She is so cool from the side profile. She's up-headed, extremely level-topped. She's square out through that hip, square made at the ground. Just watch her go. She's maybe one that's a notch greener in that makeup today, in her body condition today, but just can get out and go.
Look at the length of strike. What wins Hampshire gilt shows? Feet and legs and look.
Yep.
Feet and legs and look. The power will come. My goodness gracious. Okay. Jump right here. 900 gilt.
This is 9-7. She's lot number 1. She's a world-class prime time. And if you want to talk about one that comes from kind of the heart of our herd and what we've built our Hampshire breed around, be this 9 litter. She's out of, like you said, world-class. Her mama's out of prime time. They go back to the game. Her mama's dad, or on the bottom side of his mama pedigree's the game. And so here's one that's kind of just came right out of that top bloodlines that we have here. And she too is one that's a notch greener today, but she's designed so correct. She's level, she's up-headed, she's square made. Here's one that's kind of the sleeper gilt of the sale, I think.
Amy, I want to say this. For those of you that believe in pedigree, Amy, I believe I just heard world class.
Yep.
Winningest Hampshire born in the nation. You heard prime time. Tremendous, tremendous run. Then I heard the game, which dominated for 2 years in his lifespan. So you've got 3 of probably the 5 winningest Hampshire boars ever to set foot in the world, all in one gilt. And that is lot number 1, Amy.
Lot number 1.
Lot number 1. Okay. We'll jump down here to the heavy muscle gilt right here, Amy.
Yep. This is 26-2. She's lot number 3. Now, she's the different gilt in this sale. When we talked about bringing you some different types and kinds, she is a world-class prime time as well, but not a different line compared to the other one. But here's one that is heavy muscle. She is big top, she's big hips. If you have a market hog show and you're looking for a market gilt to show, this is one that would be right up your alley in terms of how she's designed and put together. Also one very good in terms of that center body. She's one that you need to take home, put on a 16% feed, or maybe even drop her down a little lower than that and let her go. And you're gonna have a lot of fun with her.
And Amy, there's a breeding piece right there.
Yeah,
too.
she's definitely a breeding.
Can you imagine putting her on the answer
Yep.
and watching those pigs go? Okay, great set.
Okay, we're at pin 10, checking out the 2 Duroc gilts we're offering. We'll kind of start with the gilt right here in the middle that Dad has caught. That is
8-9.
8-9, and she's lot number 6. She is a 4-front paradise. And as you study this gilt, here's one that I think you really need to take time to break down and analyze. She's one that she's square made from the ground up. She's stout skulled. She's good down that top. Very good in terms of that center rib dimension. She's deep bodied. Very attractive on the move. Let's see if she can get out and go for
See if I
us
can
here.
get her here. There we go. We'll bring her towards you there.
But this girl, she's one that I think is going to be a lot of fun to show. So if you're still looking for a Duroc gilt, here's one that's level, she's square, she's wide, good center body to her. Just really good design from end to end.
Here's what I gotta say, Amy. You know, why would we let one like this go? It's so we can win auctions. Because this one here is gonna be a generator. And that one's center body, look and design, ear set is just fabulous. Okay, we'll go to the cute little gilt here.
This is 12-8, lot number 7. She's out of He's the Future, back on In Style. He's the Future we got from Carl Stein last year at Expo, or the Exposition. And here's one that is just so good design. As you study and analyze her, she's a little greener today, which is exactly how I like my Duroc gilts at this age. But if you look at her, she's very wide skulled. She's square and level down that top. Really good in terms of that hip shape. Good center rib dimension. She sets those feet down square at the ground. She's being a little timid today.
She is.
But here is one that's still a notch green in that makeup, yet is designed extremely well.
And she's not going to turn around for the audience, but the view that this gilt has up front, the chest floor and squareness is just quite phenomenal. 2 beautiful, beautiful Duroc gilts. Big, powerful gilt. 8-9 is lot what, Amy?
That's lot number 6.
Right there she is. And then the cute little one.
Is 12-8, lot number 7. Okay, we're now in pin G1, checking out a pair of Hereford gilts that we are offering. We saw their brothers here earlier. The one Dad has caught is 14-6, that's lot number 11. She's a Taco Supreme Best in Show. And this is a gilt. Dad and I were just discussing which one we like better, and I think we're kind of split across the board. I really like this gilt in terms of just how she's designed. She's up-headed, she's tall at the point of her shoulder, she's level designed, she's really good in terms of that depth of body and center rib, just a whole lot of pliability through there. She's able to get out and move. She may be a notch greener today, but I think one that she's going to have a bright future. And she's born the 1st of February, so she can hit a lot of shows doing that. This other gilt right here is 15-8, lot number 12. She's a Freightliner taco truck. She's one that's a big old top, big hipped gilt, very wide made from the ground up. There's no doubt she's going to be a power type of a hog. Just in terms of how she's read and how she's put together, I think she's another one that's going to be a lot of fun. And at a great age to just be able to go out and hit all kinds of shows, being born the first part of February.
Amy, I'll tell you what, you know, we've had a good run with these Herefords, and I think we had a February gilt that sold out this sale, or maybe the one after a year ago, that goes and wins the World Pork Expo. And
Yep.
I'm going to tell you, I think these girls here have a leg up on that one, and I mean, just 2 phenomenal February Hereford gilts here. Okay.
Okay, we are now in pin G2, checking checking out one of the Tamworth bears we have for sale. This is 17-2, lot number 50. He is a Zohan one-shot. His mom is a gilt that we purchased off of Peyton Hill this past year, and this is her first litter.
Actually, she's
Here.
a sow, Amy.
Well, she's a sow.
She
She's
was
her
the
first
third
litter.
overall.
Here.
She's the third overall gilt at Phoenix in the Tamworth division there a couple years back, and bred her to Zohan. And guys, this is one here. Got his ear bit there, and so it's 95% healed up today. And but I'm going to tell you, this one here is again, he's a Feb, right, Amy?
Yep, he's a Feb. He's born February 1st.
Come on, buddy. Guys, if you're hunting these young tams, we're going to show you some more really good ones. I think this one here has got a chance to be a big time one. Just needs a little bit of TLC, a little bit of time. But study the bone already at this young age, his rib and hind leg. And Amy, I'm going to use a term that nobody likes me to use. It's got a big root. It's got a big old tail root in him. What's that mean? That means it's going to be thick.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, we are now at pin G3, checking out 4 Littermate brothers. These are the 22 litters out of Zoolander, back on Record Breaker. And we'll kind of just start at 1 and work our way around. We have 22-1's the one that's closest to us. This guy is one that I really like in terms of how he's designed. He's built square from the ground up. You get on top of him, he has really good shape down that top and out through his hip. He's the one closest to the gate over here.
Right here, yep.
Yep. Really square made at the ground while still being a little green in that makeup. He's one I think you can push to state fairs and even go out to bear show and things like that.
This is the 3 pin.
22-3 is lot number 53. Again, they're out of Zoolander. This guy I think is really special. He has that cocky up-headed look. He's tall at the point of his shoulders. He's level made, big old square hip, big old forearm laid in him as well. One that I think can just get out and go.
And he's just fancy.
He's fancy. Yep.
Oh, they're his too. Okay. Did we do the 2 pin?
Nope, 22-2 is the one along the back gate, right here, that's coming up.
Here he comes, right there in the middle.
This guy's another one, as we've been talking about, that is stout skull, and he carries that width all from end to end. Very square down that top line, out through that hip. Very good in terms of that shoulder as well. One that can get out and go. I think he's one that just needs some time on the feeder, and we get into July and August, and he's going to be a lot of fun. And then we have 22-4. Is this guy coming up here? Dad needs to spend more time training these guys.
Yes.
This guy's one that's very square, very good. He's probably, I think, the greenest in his body condition today, but I think he's also one that's designed extremely well too. As you study him, he's square at the ground, he's stout skulled, he's deep sided, he can get out and go. You know, one that I think he's still just the 1st of February baby and has just a whole lot of time to get there.
Amy, I'm going to just talk about this litter as a whole here as they go around the pen. You're not going to go wrong. Let's just face it, these are big time Tamworth barrows. I mean, these are the elite sets up there. They're young, but they are as attractive and big bone tams that you're going to get. And I'm just going to make a statement. This 3 barrow right here, this one here, under the right driver there, this one here can go many places. So excellent set of tam barrows.
Okay, we're now on pin G4. We're checking out the Chester Bear we're offering. He is 4-2, lot 41. He's out of God's Plan. We sold some Littermates to him in our last sale. He's just a little bit greener. And so we brought him up this sale. These God's Plan pigs have just been phenomenal.
I'm going to say, if you didn't get one of those and then was in high demand, this guy here, he's not green anymore, Amy.
No, he is not.
Big back, big square hip, stout skull, big legged, and we don't need to spend a lot of time if you're hunting a great Chester type barrow here, that's big-legged, big back, lots of shape, going to run with the crosses.
Okay, we are now in pen G5, checking out a litter of Berkshires we're offering. This gilt right here is 3-9. She's lot number 10. These guys are strut back on Speak Loud. And here's a gilt that you just really appreciate in terms of how stout made she is. She's stout skulled. You get on top of her, she's big backed, she's square hipped. She gets out and moves extremely well too. And again, this is the gilt in the middle. This is 3-9, lot number 10.
Okay. We'll try the, see if I can pull the 7 gilt here.
3-7. 3-7 is lot number 9. She's a strut, Speak Loud. Again, a sister. And here's one that I go back and forth as to which one is my favorite. This is a gilt that's very square made at the ground. You get on top of her, she's very true in terms of that top shape. Big old square hip blade in her. Gets out and goes extremely well too. I think this is a gilt that you take her home and put on a feeder and you're going to have a lot of fun with her. So this one is 3-6, another sister in this trio. She's lot number 8, again out of strut. And here's a girl that I really like as you study and analyze her. She's one that's so stout skulled. She carries that width through her entire body. She's square chested. You get behind her, she has a big old stout hip right into her. Really good in terms of that depth of body and center rib shape as well. One that you just really appreciate is that muscle shape. And then we have their brother is 3-1. He's lot 40. Dad will pull him out. He's the one closest to us right here. If he'll get out and go. I think this is a bear that's going to be a lot of fun. If you're looking for a really good breed barrow, here's one that is designed extremely well from the side profile. He's big boned, really square top, square hips. Big old stout shoulder laid in him as well, stout hips. I think one that you could drive to your county fair, then on to your state fair and have a lot of fun with.
I mean, he's certified bred as well.
Yep, he's part of the Certified Indiana Bred program at the Indiana State Fair too.
I know these gilts didn't do very well in this pen as far as driving, but I'm just going to tell you, they're probably not going to pull up here. But guys, this is a powerful set of Berkshire hogs that we're real proud of.
Okay, we are now at pin G6 as we're wrapping this up. Checking out a pair of Hereford barrows. Dad has caught right there. That looks like 5-2, lot 42. He's a Freightliner family guy. The one up against the wall. Here's one that you really appreciate just in how stout made this guy is. He's wide made at the ground. He's big topped. He's big centered. Big old stout hip laid in him. Really good in terms of that center body dimension as well.
Okay, now for the 9 barrow.
Then we have 9-3, lot 43. He's a Taco Supreme Rapid Fire. Here's another guy I think is going to make an awfully good breed barrow. He's tall at the point of his shoulder. Really good extension up through that neck. Sets those feet down square at the ground. He's wide chested. Really good in terms of that depth of body and center rib shape as well. Here's one I think you're gonna have a lot of fun as you get him home and get him on your feeding program.
Amy, I'm just going to tell you 2 high-end Hereford barrows back to the 5-liter barrow here. I mean, these guys are youthful in their appearance, green in their makeup. Pedigree reeds are going to be as stout as bulls.
Thank you everybody for going on this virtual tour with us today as we went through all the bears and gilts that we're offering. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You can call, text, email us, whichever you prefer. We'd love to hear from you to discuss these more. And also just a reminder, all the purebred barrows qualify for the Certified Indiana Bred program at the Indiana State Fair. So thank you. We hope everybody has a great day.